Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the SolarQuotes Vodcast with Ronald.
Hey.
And myself and Jono filming, who's just been on the phone for 40 minutes giving a 40-minute seminar on solar basics.
You don't get that sort of customer service anywhere else.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He learnt a lot, the chap who rang in.
I was about to dive in and say, your wife's having a baby, you've got to come to the hospital. Drag him away from the phone, but...
Let's crack on. Something a bit different. This is a blog post from Electrek, which is a US, very Tesla-centric site. Mm-hmm. Interesting headline, and this is in US dollars. Tesla plans to revive solar business by undercutting everyone with less than $2 US per watt systems. What's that, $3 Australian?
Yeah, about $3 Australian. Yes, that's kind of pricey. I can't see that really taking off here, where it's about, what, $1 US, so half.
Unsubsidized, yeah.
That's unsubsidized.
Yeah, it's about $1 US. Yeah, I don't know why they're so expensive in America. Well, there's a permitting.
Yes.
I've been told that they budget $2,000 or $3,000 to acquire a customer.
Ow.
Some of our clients on SolarQuotes, so our solar installer clients, can get a client for about $200 Australian quite easily. Yeah. So that keeps costs down.
Yes, you can buy a small system for what they spend on just acquiring a customer here.
Yeah, and the Americans are paying the same price as the Australians for the hardware. So, do you think the good Aussie solar installers are quaking in their boots?
They're positively fearful that Tesla will come in and take away their business. Not. It's like Starbucks. Starbucks tried to come in, but they couldn't compete with the local coffee shops. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Starbucks. Well, actually, there is.
No, their espresso coffee's shit.
Well, I don't drink coffee.
Oh, good point. I think we shouldn't underestimate Tesla. They've got a very strong brand.
Yes.
They've got amazing products.
There will definitely be people who will want their products and want the Tesla panels. Yeah, well, yes, I like what Tesla has done with their cars and so on, but I would not trust what they say. I'd take everything they say with a few kilos of salt.
Yeah, I love their products. I'm not a fan of how they operate. I think it would be fair. The Powerwall looks very nice there.
Oh, yes, it does. I see if they haven't actually wired it in, though.
No gateway, no inverter, no isolators. Tesla are very, very good at, and they totally get how important visuals are in marketing. Yeah, Tesla are going to come. They're going to start selling solar directly with their Powerwalls and their cars. I think they will be a force to be reckoned with at some point. On.
All right.
Oh, I wrote this one.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Why solar analytics is better than the Fronius smart meter. This went ballistic. In terms of comments,
yeah.
What are we up to? 44 comments.
Yeah, people are interested.
In a nutshell, if you are going to get consumption monitoring on a Fronius installation, I strongly recommend that instead of buying the Fronius smart meter, you spend a similar amount of money on solar analytics, because the monitoring is better and more useful. And if you want to know why, please do read the blog post. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it would be great for the industry if more people installed solar analytics. I also think there's a considerable number of people who have no interest in installing solar analytics, and it will do them no good because they'll never check it.
But they don't have to check it.
I know, you'll get an email saying there's a problem. There are people who don't email. They don't do this whole email thing.
Really?
Yeah. Look, me and my brother and I installed solar on my parents' house, and it was like 2 years before they realized they weren't getting a feed-in tariff. So, I should have been on the ball on that. But they were happy their bills were being reduced. Anyway, for them, if they had a choice between getting solar analytics or putting a slightly larger system on, yes, overall they'd be better off with a slightly larger system, because unless it's a cat video, my mother isn't going to look at it on the internet, and my father doesn't internet.
if you have an email address and you know how to check it,
Yeah, they have an email address. Checking it's the problem.
I recommend you get Solar Analytics. I'm a big fan, and they don't even pay me to say that.
And I agree that it's great for many people, and it's better for the industry. You'll help get rid of shonky installers who install a system which doesn't work properly, because people will be able to see that it's not working properly. Yeah, it's good.
And the absolute best solution, as I say at the end of this blog post, would be if Fronius could get their hardware to work with Solar Analytics software.
Yes.
You know you want to.
Anyone who makes inverters, it's a good idea.
Well, yeah, anyone. Yes, absolutely. I just picked on Fronius because I got a support email of someone with a Fronius smart meter who wanted me to diagnose his system. And it took, well, it probably only took 10 minutes, but that's longer than the 10 seconds Solar Analytics takes. Yeah.
Yep.
I think we've said enough about that one. Your old mate Bill
Not this
Shorten.
time of year.
1 billion school solar and battery storage program under Labour. Now the details are sketchy. They're spruiking VPPs.
Yes.
So it must be solar and batteries.
Yes.
4,000 schools. So back of an envelope, 1 billion divided by 4,000, $250,000 per school average.
That sounds right.
So you should easily, for that, get a very, very good 100 kilowatt solar system and 100 kilowatt hour battery system.
Yeah, or just, like 400 kilowatts of solar.
Or that.
350, so yeah. Because large systems, they're being installed for, it varies, but around 66 cents a watt, you can get a excellent quality, large scale commercial solar system.
Yeah, you can actually get a good commercial 30 kilowatt solar system for about $20,000. That's not from the really, really cheap guys. That's because the way the rebate works, it essentially pays for the panels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I sounded dubious before because we got no details on how these virtual power plants are going to work. No one has any solid information on that. So
I don't think Bill knows how they're going to work.
Yeah.
Or the guy that wrote the press release knows how they're going to work.
Yes. And it's not as if, schools are shutting down because they can't provide electricity due to the grid not working. So if they just installed solar, worried about the batteries later, that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
Yeah, but it's
Lots
not
of solar.
Solar's boring, man. You got to have VPPs and batteries, which are a good idea.
Well, as the price comes down, they're going to take off. But the price is coming down. All we need to do is work out what we're doing. We don't have to throw buckets of money at it.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about this, my kids go to a local public school, and they got $1 million to build a STEM room, science, technology, engineering,
that must be so awesome.
$1 million on a room.
$1 million, yeah.
I was told that the architect took $300,000.
Oh.
They didn't even build anything. They knocked down some walls and put in some doors, put a grey carpet down. It's a big square room. It's absolutely soulless. The architect that designed it should take himself out and shoot himself. It's just soul destroying. Cost them $1 million. So I have every faith that once the local education departments get the money for their $250,000, they'll probably end up with 20 kilowatts and a N-phase AC battery or something. The other thing my kids' school did was they had I think it was a 10 kilowatt system, which was installed in 2010.
Right.
One of the inverters stopped working.
Oh, okay.
So against my advice, they ripped the whole solar system out after about 3 years.
What?
Insane. Anyway. Right. Best review of the week.
Okay,
This is a review of SolarQuotes. I started this process as a solar... What's that word?
Ingénieux.
What does that mean?
It means what does that mean? A beginner, a débutante,
Okay. What do you reckon, Jono?
Sounds about right.
Debutante. I started this process as a solar newbie, but through the medium of your website acquired sufficient understanding to allow me to make an informed choice. I thank you sincerely and am prepared to make a donation to your firm in acknowledgement of the assistance your site has provided me with. That is very, very kind.
Yeah. I'll take bananas.
Every decision I made has been informed by the knowledge and counsel you provided. Thank you, sir. Owen. He's not called Sir Owen. It's thank you, Sir, comma Owen.
Got it.
But the Sun People, who was the installer that he left this message at the end, were very funny. When they respond to the review, they said, "Thank you, Sir Owen." So yeah, Owen, thank you very much for the offer.
We don't need anything.
You actually submitted requested quotes through our site, so we made about $100 when you did that. If you want to donate, if you want to give the money to someone like Pollinate Energy, we'd really appreciate that. But thank you very much. Yeah, we get that occasionally. Should we go on to worst review of the week?
Do you want me to read it in a Joker voice?
Not really.
Okay.
You'll give me a headache. All right, this is a bit embarrassing because this is actually a SolarQuotes client. This is a company, full transparency, called SAE Group, based in northern New South Wales, and they go over the border into Queensland. These guys have been a client for a long time. They've got quite high volume. Every now and again, like everyone, they drop the ball. This just came in. So, yeah, Ned chose this. So that shows that Ned's independently choosing them. I am very confident. It's just come in, like I say. SAE, if they get a bad review, they're almost always onto it straight away and make things right. So I'm confident they will do that here. I'll read it out. Our system was not producing very much power and made little impact on our bill. We requested help and checks multiple times over a 1-year period. We didn't receive callbacks. We got no checks and no after-sales assistance or technical investigation. So on the surface, that's not good. After 1 year and constant requests, we finally got them to come out, and the system was not functioning correctly. 1 entire array out of 3 was not working. I paid for this system, and I have lost 1 entire year of its value worth impact and warranty with no apology or means to compensate for the issues. Not impressed, and I do not recommend SAE at all. We even approached afterward for a battery, and they offered us no amends for their previous failure. So it sounds like, again, there's 2 sides to every story, but sounds like they've done the wrong thing by David. A third of his system wasn't working, and he's lost a third of his benefits for the year. What do you think they should do to make that right?
They should compensate him for a reasonable amount for the production that was lost.
Yep, I agree. I'm confident that SAE will do the right thing.
Yeah, I think so.
We have been accused of hiding bad reviews if they're reviews of clients. That absolutely doesn't happen. This review went straight up for SEA to respond to.
Yep.
Should we move on?
Yes, we should.
Let's do it.
Press that clicking thing.
There you go.
Excellent work there.
IPART. What does IPART stand for?
Why do you always do this to me?
Because it's fun.
I gotta start writing down these acronyms and things. International Pastry Artists.
Exactly.
Yes.
No, I don't know what it stands for. Independent panel.
Of artistic, real life
Trauma.
Tyrannosauruses.
Yeah, that's it. Lifts the benchmark range for New South Wales solar feed-in tariff. So in New South Wales, you have a recommended feed-in tariff. But if you have a look at the next graph, you'll see that everyone ignores it. Yes. So the grey bands is what IPART recommends in New South Wales, and the blue dots are the different retailer offers in terms of feed-in tariff. So looking at the most recent year, 2018-19, they were recommending about 7 to 9 cents by the looks of it, but you could get from 5 to 22 cents from the retailers. Now, in my experience, the dots right at the top of there are generally not a good deal, because for the really, really high feed-in tariffs, you're getting really high usage tariffs.
The highest.
And if you don't want to guess, you want to actually work it out.
Yeah, work it all out, go to the site.
We've got a tool on our site that I bang on about. It makes us almost no money because almost none of the links work. You have to do it manually because the retailers aren't on board because it's a very transparent tool. You go there, you look at your last bill, you put how much you exported, how much you imported, and it tells you which retailer has the best balance of feed-in tariff and usage tariff to give you the lowest bill based on the bills you've put in. Go to SolarQuotes, scroll to the bottom, click on Compare Feed-in Tariffs. Very, very useful tool. Everyone should use it. Anything else you want to say about feed-in tariffs? It's interesting because it's gone up.
Yes.
Everyone's saying feed-in tariffs are going to go down because there's so much solar.
Well, the prediction is, and according to the future of the market, the wholesale price of solar, of electricity, will slowly decline over the next few years. But again, it's a futures market. We can't be certain. So feed-in tariffs, certainly they could go down, but they can also go up. So,
The long term.
assume they'll go down when you're doing your sums to work out how much you make. Assume they'll go down a bit. But then you can be pleasantly surprised if they go up.
Oh no, the next one's politics again, sorry. Now you think this is a great idea. Labour's proposed renewable energy zone for SA announced. Probably really well thought through, based on the engineering of the grid and where the weak spots are, and how transmission line losses are. What do you think? Or do you think they just needed a few votes in this area and scrabbled together a press release?
Sort of leaning towards the latter there,
So what is this policy?
They're going to help renewable projects in this area, expedite them somehow or something. It's a good idea, it's great. I don't know why, I can't explain why, but it gives me warm feelings inside to say...
If the area was the whole of Australia...
yes, that would be. I mean...
And let the engineers decide.
Yeah, if your renewable project is outside of a zone, why should it be treated any differently? I don't get it. Anyway, yeah.
Politicians designing the grid by press release, absolute.
It probably makes them feel good inside. I mean, let them have this, but everything else has to be sensible.
It's a bad policy.
Okay, yeah.
It's not nearly as bad as the coalition.
Yes.
Non-policy.
I think this is a nothing burger, as the Americans say. Probably nothing really will come of it.
A nothing burger.
Mm-hmm.
Next. Oh my God, another ridiculous policy.
Oh God, yes.
The new Queensland rule to heavily impact the state's commercial solar sector. So Queensland have your home state?
My home state. Queensland Uber... Oh, sorry.
You can't do that.
I can't do that on the internet.
The Queensland government, in their wisdom, have decided if you build a solar system that's greater than 100 kilowatts, you need to be a licensed electrician to touch a solar panel.
Touch a solar panel?
To install a solar panel mechanically.
So what if my cousin has a job on the solar farm lugging solar panels around?
If you want to lift, my understanding is if you want to lift the solar panel from the pallet onto the rack, not connect it up electrically,
right, yes.
Put it on the rack, bolt it down,
yes.
You have to be a licensed electrician.
Because licensed electricians are made of rubber?
Because it's safe, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no electricity going through those things until they're connected up.
Yeah.
Absolutely have a licensed electrician push the connectors together. I get that.
I'd say he'd have to sign off on it. I think my cousin could handle putting the connectors together. He's not an electrician, but he could do that.
Yeah, it's a little... But I mean, this is just a whole nother level of stupid.
Yes. They don't want normal people to have jobs. Come on, these rural towns, there are lots of people there who can put panels up and help with the construction and so on, but they're not licensed electricians. Now the locals are out of a job.
If you were a licensed electrician and you got selected to be the panel lugger, how would you feel? A vote of confidence in your election. That's crazy. It's almost like there's a conspiracy to make solar farms more expensive than they need to be.
Yeah, it's the Xylophone solar panel company. Maybe they're behind it.
Tell me about the Xylophone solar panel company.
The solar panels are all put together in the factory, and they're all squished together, and then they take them to the site and just stretch them out.
That's not Xylophone, that's a concertina.
Oh my God, you're right. I'm terrible at music. Sorry. Yes, it's the accordion solar panel company.
Less Pepsi Max for you next podcast.
Oh, can I have alcohol instead?
You're all over the shop today, mate.
Yeah. Can't even remember what IPART is.
No, you're definitely not getting alcohol.
Oh. Anyway. Yeah. So, I presume the guy on the trailer, he has to be a licensed electrician to stretch it out.
And in the factory, they make sure every concertina is 99 kilowatts.
Yes, that's correct.
So,
yes, gotta get it right. Actually, they come in different sizes.
So what's the company called?
5 billion Maverick. like a Saturday morning cartoon, isn't it?
5 billion Maverick are going to really like this rule in Queensland.
Yes, yes. I don't think they're behind it. The small new company is usually not the one diddling the rules in their favour.
Pretty clever if they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, another crazy rule introduced by politicians. The Clean Energy Council, I agree with them on this. They say it's absolutely ridiculous. It's a good quote, actually. A lady from there said it's more danger of electrocution plugging in your toaster at home.
Yes, much more.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you, CEC, on this topic. We like you when you get things sensibly done.
Okay, your most recent post to finish off. Large 72-cell solar panels can go on home roofs, but beware of shoddy installers. What's all that about? Okay,
most solar panels on home roofs are 60 cells. They're 1 meter by 1.65 meters, or 1.66.
6 cells wide, 10 cells deep.
Yes. SunPowers are a little larger. LGs, I think, are a little slightly larger too, but most of them are around 1 meter by 1.65. And they weigh less than 20 kilograms, and that makes their smaller size and lighter weight makes them a lot easier to install on a home roof than the larger 72 cell panels, which are 20% larger, 20% heavier, nearly 20% heavier, and 20% more oomph, more wattage than the otherwise identical 60 cell panel. Anyway, so there's no reason why you can't use 72 cell panels under the right circumstances. And you need to have enough space on your roof, because it's a lot easier to fit smaller panels on a small section of roof. But they have disadvantages. So sometimes solar installers who aren't up to scratch do a bad installation because of these disadvantages. One of them is the clamping zones. You've got to put the clamps in the right place. It can be difficult with some of these larger panels.
Some 72 cell panels, not all of them have very tight clamping zones.
Yes, so there's very little margin for error. So they've really got to be on the ball to make sure everything's lined up. And when you look at some of the shoddy installations around town where they haven't got the clamping zones right on a 60 cell panel, where it's usually a lot easier, you know that a lot of people are going to have the clamps put in the wrong place, and then when there's a problem, the manufacturer can say, yeah, our warranty no longer applies because it wasn't installed properly. The clamps are clearly in the wrong place.
But the solar company would have to, if
they're around, that's the trouble.
Would have to take that on the chin.
If they're a shoddy installer, are they likely to be around in the future?
Would you put 72 cell panels on your roof?
If the installer was a good installer, yes, I'd have no problem doing that if I knew they did good work. But I would only do it if my roof if I could fit the panels on.
If it's
under the right circumstances.
If it's done well and under certain circumstances, it can be an intelligent design. But there is more. It's more likely that something will go wrong because they're just a bit different to the 60 cells that everyone is used to. I wouldn't. I'd be wary of a company that exclusively offers 72 cell panels because there's many situations where they're not suitable.
Unless they're just doing commercial install.
Unless they're just doing commercial, where you get massive roofs.
Yes. And the one advantage is they can be a little cheaper to install because you can save a little bit. They can be a little cheaper on per watt, not much, and you can save a little bit on racking and clamps.
And many subcontracted installers will charge per panel.
Yes, so if you have a company which subcontracts to installers and you're paying them per panel, you have an incentive to sell systems of these big 72 panels, so you have to so you can pay your contractors less. Obviously, that's only going to be a penny pinching, corner cutting cost scraping company there.
So there you go. There's nothing wrong with putting them on your roof, as long as you use a good company that does it correctly and is very careful.
Yes. So if someone had a installer referred to through SolarQuotes installing 72 cell panels, that would be fine.
I should hope so.
Finn puts a lot of effort into making sure you won't have problems with installers we refer. So
Now we should
No
wrap up
problem there. Yes, let's.
because we've got Huawei coming around.
I'm scared to pronounce Huawei in case I get it wrong. I'll be embarrassed. But they're going to talk to us about their inverters. I like their attitude. I'll say that.
What, spying on their enemies?
Yeah, haven't you read
Allegedly.
Suntesu? Yeah, that is a nothing burger, sir. Nothing to that at all, that I could see.